Alrighty, y'all. Good morning, everyone. So, sorry for the small delay. Had a little bit of hiccups this morning. So, I've been debating on what I want to work on today. So, if we come back in here, we have a couple of bugs that we might work on, or I might just continue working on the home screen. I should be able to sign in. I think it's like unknown coder 1234 or something like that. Next, and then password is just password. If we log in, so this part does work, but last time whenever we just went to like /Twitter, it doesn't actually re-navigate us, so that's a bug. And if I inspect, you'll see if I refresh, application, it has a token in it. This should be printing out that there's a token. If we do go to like /home or whatever, it works as expected, and it's not putting the user in the token. So I was thinking that we might work on that, or and of course the Twitter logo is different now, but whatever. The other thing that we could do is we could just start working on the rest of this, and we also need to make this responsive. So if I do this and go into this mode and make things smaller, and this broke everything. Apparently if it's too short, it changes as well. There. So as we make this smaller, eventually you can see that these icons change to just having the icons there. And then I think it just goes to this. I don't know where the heck I'm gonna get that tweet icon, but it turns into this whenever it gets smaller. So I'm either thinking we're gonna work on responsiveness, or we might work on kind of like this main section maybe in the tweets. I'm not sure how we're gonna do the tweets at this moment because some of them have pictures, some of them have other things, some of them have text, some have videos. I have no clue how we're gonna do the videos, honestly, and it's primarily, these are all like videos at this point, but this part kind of sticks at the top. I don't know if it does highlight over. I mean, that shouldn't be too hard to do. This part shouldn't be too hard to do, I don't think. So I guess what I'm thinking is maybe we do try to go ahead and finish up the rest of this page, and then we can also deal with the we can also deal with, what's the word for it? Can't think at the second. We can deal with the resizing and the other stuff later. So I guess let's work on this top bar and maybe this home thing. I guess we're going to look up how to do this like frosted look, but that's fine. So let's see. This is where we're at now. If we come back in here, so right now we have our feed page, and I probably should have called it home page, but it is what it is. And it's supposed to be setting, oh, it just sets the JWT. So it is supposed to be, oh, it just only sets the token right now. We need to probably dispatch setting the user as well, and that'll probably fix that, but we'll see. And then this one, obviously negatives in home. We also need to do the opposite, so on the other page we need to do that as well, but for now I'm not going to worry about it. For now I'm going to get rid of the navigation. So now we need like the home components, I guess. I'm going to, what do I want to do here? I guess I'll go ahead and make inside of our features. So this is going to be the feed, and I'll make a new component, and I'll make a new folder, and this is literally like the actual feed page. Well, actually we'll say, how do I want to do this? I'll do the, yeah, I think I'm literally just gonna call this feed like that, and we'll do, I guess I've been naming these lowercase, so I'll rename this to feed lowercase, and then new file, feed.ts, btsx. And this is going to be like the actual feed. So import React from React. I don't know what else we're going to need. Export const feed react.fc. Try doing this wrong. We actually don't need that. And what am I doing wrong? Oh, should we have two feeds? How do I want to do this? I might rename this to feed page. That's gonna break a lot of things. I just realized we already have a feed. Turn div. Okay. Normally I wrap this like this. You don't have to wrap these, but normally I wrap my. Oops, not what I wanted to do. All right, so I don't really know what to call this then, because feed probably isn't a very good name for this, in all honesty, because we already have a feed page. But this really is. Maybe I'll call this. But it's not all posts. I'm just gonna rename this to feed page. I'm gonna say next step is to. I need to see what step we're on. 15. 15 is to rename the feed page to, I'm actually gonna call it home because that's really what it is. Rename it to home, and then I'll also say fix any errors that come along, and that should be pretty self-explanatory. So now I'm gonna rename this page to home. Rename home and rename this to home.css. And this is gonna break a bunch of stuff, but I'll fix it. This will point to home.css. This will call home, and then inside of our app tsx, we need to change this to home and change this to home. Because really, that's what it is. This is the home page. Or that's what Twitter calls it, is the home page. So then we have our actual feed inside the home page, which makes a lot more sense. And so now we'll have a class name equal to feed. And the feed's gonna have several components inside of it. So if we come back into this Twitter, the feed has the op home bar. So I'm gonna make a component called feed bar, or feed. I don't really want to call it feed bar, but feed top or something, or sure, feed top is probably fine. So make a new component inside here, new folder, feed. And how do I want to do this? How have I been doing this? Although I guess I haven't been making component folders. Oh, I have. I just did this one wrong. And I guess I was calling this uppercase feed, so I'll rename this. It's been a while since I've done this. So what do I want to call this? Feed top bar. I'm just gonna call it feed top bar. And let's see. So make a new file. feed top bar .tsx. I make a new file. Feed top bar.css. And for now, we're not going to do anything crazy for the feed class, or I mean the feed div. If anything, we just do width 100% maybe. So I guess we can go and make the feed.css. And inside of feed.tsx, just import that CSS file. We might need some other things later, but for now, I'm not that concerned about it. Feed.css. Alright, so we're gonna make this feed page, put that in the walkthrough. Number 16, create a new component called feed and this should probably be called home/components. No, this is the actual feed, so I'm gonna call it that. I'm gonna keep it in the feed slash, I'm gonna say features slash feed slash components folder. And then this will be feed.tsx. Yes, and did I paste this or did I copy this? I did. And then I'll also say 17 set up basic CSS for the feed div CSS, and then this will be the feed.css. So this makes more sense because the component that's actually going to hold all of the posts and everything will be called feed, and then the other one will be called the homepage. Because if you look at the Twitter, if you look at actual Twitter, it's twitter.com/home, and of course they've gone through like 5 changes since I started this series. We're still going to be making the fake Twitter and everything, so we're not using this stupid new X icon or anything like that. And what's this problem? Something with the feed ./feed.css. That should be fine, right? Yeah, that shouldn't be an issue because it is considered a global script file. Add an import or export, empty export, feed top bar. Oh, okay. I'm gonna ignore that for now. And I guess we can just go ahead and make a quick import React from React. How's it going? Export const, and we'll just say feed top bar. Good morning, good afternoon. And this will be a React.fc. I don't know if we're gonna need anything in it or not. And this will just return a div for now. No class. Name it equal to feed dash top dash bar. And okay, that got rid of the problem. We go to /home, it should still be logged in. Yep. Okay, so right now, this feed.tsx is going to go into that homepage slot, and this is going to hold the actual feed stuff. And we need, if we come back here, this top bar that has the for you and following. And it looks like it's about the same size. But the first part we need is like the home part at the top, and if I inspect, we can see just about how big that home is. So the font size is 20 pixels, and it doesn't look too thick, and it looks like it has borders on the left and the right. And I'm gonna probably put the borders on the feed itself, so I'm gonna go ahead and say .feed like this, And let's say that the width is 100%. Height will just be 100% or whatever. I'm not sure what Twitter does. I'm gonna say border left is going to be like 1px, and it's gonna be this gray color that I have in app.tsx probably, so probably this color. I'm gonna say 1 pixel solid gray, and then border dash right be 1 pixel solid in that gray color. So you don't really see anything right now, I don't think, because I don't think, well, there should be something there. Oh, it's because we're not using it, duh. So if we threw feed, and there's nothing inside the feed right now, so if I just say like feed for the time being, we throw feed into the home page, so the feed content section, and let's import this, and I'll deal with the other stuff later. Hopefully we have some lines, and this is something that we need to fix as well. There we go. It's a little dark actually. We might want to make it a little bit lighter, because this is a lot softer. So I'm thinking maybe we say, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to edit that a little bit. So let's say, X to RGB converter, and all I'm gonna do is I'm going to, why did you do this? X to RGB converter, just go to the website please. And I'm going to change it to RGB so I can make it a little bit lighter basically. So let's throw it in here, convert it. I'm gonna RGBA this basically, whoops. And let's see if it's about that wide. Let's look at the real Twitter. That's probably about the right length or size, width, whatever we want to call it. So I'm gonna RGBA this. Change that to RGBA. Then let's say like 0.6 or something. Let's see what that looks like on the screen, because it needs to be a little bit lighter. Doesn't look like it changed. Try 0.4. Looks about right. Although this one has like softer edges. But I think we're about there. Let's say like 0.25 or let's try 0.25. It's pretty light. Let's see. There, I think that's about right. So now we got our lines. Now I'm gonna go ahead and just throw my CSS into the walkthrough. So we got our feed CSS here. That's fine. Okay, so let's set up the top bar. So 18. Set up the top feed bar. So now this one I'm gonna do a little bit of research for the CSS, because I'm not great with like sticking it to the top. There should be like a position top or position like sticky, I think, or something like that. So we'll see what happens here. So feed top bar, we have our feed top bar, and inside of the feed top bar we have home in the top left corner. We're gonna have, I guess we can just do like, although this needs to be its own div probably, because the bottom part is split in two. So feed dash top dash bar dash top, I guess. And then this will be, we'll also have a div class name equal to feed dash top dash bar dash bottom. And where I'm getting that from is if we come into the real Twitter, we have a top half, we have a bottom half, and the bottom half split in two. So basically the top will just be like the full width, and then we'll also have like home or whatever put inside there, and then maybe a little bit of padding and stuff around it. And then this one will have a flex box that kind of splits it in two. So that's what we'll do there. Here we'll just have an H1 that says like home or something, and we'll just say not what I wanted. Class name equal to feed dash top dash bar dash home, right? And then we'll have probably another div here, the class name equal to, and this will be like feed dash top dash bar dash text container, or voice, I guess. And then in here we have, I'm not sure how we're gonna do the bottom part, but we're gonna have for you and following. We also need to determine whether or not it's active or not, so that would be another thing that we figure out. So we have two of these. Yeah, no problem. And maybe we also have like active. So we'll have feed dash top dash, we'll say active. And we'll also say, although I don't know if I want to say active like that, we might want to, you might need to make this more dynamic, but I'll just do it like this, I guess, for now. And then inside here we'll have like a p tag or an h2 or something. It doesn't really matter what it is. Class, although this is the one that needs to be active, because this one I don't think matters, because if you look at Twitter, real Twitter, it's the actual like text itself, and it looks like it does like a span. And okay, interesting. So looks like they have like a span for the line instead of doing like an, so it looks like we need like this, and then maybe like we could do a span, we could do a div. I'm just gonna do a div. And this, ooh, okay, so what we could do is say like, is it active? Yes or no. And then if it's active, what we could do is basically set up to see the line or not. So we could say like, and we gotta figure out how we're gonna do the active part. So I guess let's set up some state real quick. And we'll say use states, and we'll just have a const. So we'll say for you active, that for you active equal to use states, and this will be a boolean, and for you starts out as true, const, and then it'll be following that, or following active, that following active equal to use state of a boolean, and this will be false. So now basically what we'll have to do is we'll have to go through here and set up, you know, true or false, but this will be h2 b dash top dash bar, and I don't think it like highlights or anything, right? It just has the bottom part and it gets darker. So I guess what we'll do here is we'll say $, like that, and we'll say for you active. I guess we need the backticks though. Backticks. That backticks. We also need one more set. Okay. So we'll say for you active. So if it is active, then it's going to be the class name will be feed dash top dash I guess choice text active. Otherwise it'll be feed dash, and it should be feed dash top bar. So this is going to be a little bit long, but feed dash top dash bar dash choice text. So whatever goes in there, that'll deal with that. And then here we can say for you active question mark. And if for you is active, it'll be a div like so. And then otherwise we'll just have an empty thing here, and then the div will be class name equal to, and it'll be feed dash top dash bar dash underline. I'm gonna say choice dash underline. So and we'll set up that blue underline, which is like 4 pixels tall or something like that, and has a little bit of a curve. And we'll figure out how the heck to kind of get this all to work and make it look pretty. So this will be this one, and now we gotta do it for this one. So we have an h2 again, the class name equal to, we're gonna do basically the same thing, $. I'll say following active question mark, and if that's the case, we'll do the same thing, feed top bar choice and active or otherwise. And then this one will say for you. Let me check to see if it's uppercase or lowercase. So it's uppercase for, lowercase u, and then this one is just following, right? And then it would be basically the same thing here, except now it would be following active. So, and we don't have the feed top bar inside of the feed page, so let's throw that in there for the time being, and I'll update it later. So import, let's see, feed top bar. We'll throw feed top bar in here. No other way to actually see what's going on. Okay, now obviously not perfect, and that kind of broke the top, so we'll need to figure out, I think it's just the margin on the H1 probably, so we're going to have to deal with the margin on the H1. That's kind of stupid, but you know, it is what it is. What I'll probably do is I'll just add padding to the feed and get rid of all of the whatever. So anyway, let's go ahead and fix up the CSS. I think this is fine for now. Obviously we have a little bit of work to do. So first things first, feed top bar. So this one will just have a width of 100%. The height, I'm just gonna say fit content. We want a border bottom of 1px, solid, and we want the same color as this RGBA. So we can go ahead and throw that in there, and that should give us a border bottom, or not. Did we not import the CSS? No, we did not. Import / feed top bar .css. There we go. Now we got our bottom. Now obviously we'll need to deal with the padding and all that stuff, but I think for now I'm gonna go ahead and copy this and I'm gonna throw it into our walkthrough. So we set up the feed top bar. So this will feed top bar. Yes. Then we need to set up. Go ahead and set up the 19. Set up the initial CSS for the feed top bar. CSS feed top bar.css. All right, cool. So let's just do a little bit of initial work here. And I think what I'm going to do is after I kind of fix up all of the CSS here and stuff, we'll start doing the interactive stuff or the responsive stuff. So we have our feed top bar, which we already set to 100%. We could probably also go ahead and add adding 0 and margin 0, which we might want to actually, you might want padding on it. I'm just going to put margin 0 for now though. Not that it's going to fix anything. Alright, so now we'll have our feed bar top. Alright, so this again, probably just do something similar. And we probably want a padding on it, but I want to get this H1 kind of fixed up because it's scuffing a bunch of stuff. So let's fix up this. So I'm going to put padding 0, margin 0, font size 20px, and we can see what we want the font weight to be, and this should get rid of the massive. Yep, okay, cool. So now what we could do is that we can either add padding on this entire thing, which probably is the better idea of all the ideas. Let's also see if it needs to be a little bit thicker. It definitely needs to be thicker. So we'll say font weight of like 700, and that might be a little bit too thick. Oh, I think that looks pretty good. So we could probably add a padding on the entire box. Although this, never mind, it only has padding. So I'm only gonna add padding to top bar here. There's no padding actually on the feed bar, so I'm gonna put padding 0. So let's add some padding to this part. I think it was like 16px it said. And let's see what 16 pixels padding looks like. I think that looks pretty good. Whoops. I think that looks, I mean, it's not gonna be perfect. It looks pretty dang good. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and fix up the bottom. So the bottom needs to be a flex box. So we'll do this. Now we got our bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and do margin 0 on this and padding 0 as well for the time being. And this needs to be display of flex. And we're going to have the width be 100% and the height be 100%. like so. And this should at least be able to see the thing side by side. Okay. And now I gotta decide how we're gonna deal with this part. So I guess we'll justify content center. And I'm guessing that's what Twitter does. Yep. And then align items. Although it's more like space. What does space evenly look like? Yeah, it's probably space evenly. And then we'll align items. Whoops, align items. Like flex end, I think. Oh, that didn't change anything. So we might just need to play around. We might not even need to align items. We might just need to play around with like active and stuff. But this side should be active and this side shouldn't be active currently. So if we take a look at the next CSS, and I guess these choice, I think what all they do is they have the actual choices themselves. If we take a look at this, we have the whole thing right here. And then they have like a span and a div, and I think they just make it like the size, basically fit content. So I'm just gonna take the top feed bar choice. And more or less, I'm just gonna say width is fit content and height is fit content. Although choice is 100 is I think this one actually is width 50%. And then, although that's gonna break, isn't it? I mean, it still looks okay for now. I'm just concerned. I think that's more or less what we want. I think they had another div wrapped around it, but I'm not gonna worry about that other div wrapped around it currently. So it is what it is. Okay. For you active, that should be. Oh, hopefully this is working too. So fingers crossed. So let's go ahead and grab this to feed top bar choice text active. So the active text is going to be, let's see, so the text size is 15px. So let's see, font size. Well, first off, I'm going to say margin 0, adding 0, and we'll say font size 15px, and the font weight needs to be pretty thick. Oops. Font weight maybe 600, excuse me. Okay, now it's kind of scuffed. That's great. So yeah, I think now trying to center it. So, and it's not very thick. Try 700. That's a lot better. So this is like way up here now. And it's not, this doesn't seem quite right. And obviously I need to fix the sticky part. So our bottom, our choice. Ooh, okay, so our choice, let's see. I guess what we might want to do, Maybe we will go ahead and make our... Although, what if we did say align items to the end? There we go. Now, we do need a little bit of space because the underline is not working very well, but it's looking better. We'll make some space for it. Okay, so now that looks good. Let's go ahead and do the feed text that's not active. So this one, it's going to be the same size, except it's going to be like a gray color. And we could actually steal that gray color, 536. So, color is 536. Don't tell Twitter. 471. And we'll also say margin 0, adding 0, and the font weight is different on this one. We also need the font size of 15, like so. Let's see. And that might be about right. Let's check Twitter. It might be a little bit thicker than that. So maybe let's try font size 600. And that, let's see if that makes a difference or not. Then it looks a little bit better. So now obviously we need a little bit of space in between this and this. So I think for the choice, I might add some padding here of like 10 pixels. I might add a little bit of space at the bottom. Let's see. Needs to be more space than that, but whoops. Let's go ahead and do the little bar at the bottom. We need our underline, feed top bar choice underline. Right, so this is width going to be 100% basically. Height is 4px. Background color is going to be the Twitter blue. So let me grab Twitter blue. Copy this. Okay. And border radius is going to be like 2px, I guess. And let's see if that does anything. Okay, cool. So now obviously, maybe we don't want padding. Maybe we just want some... Looks like we don't actually want padding on this. We're going to have to figure out... So we're going to keep this as is. Now we just basically need space above and below. So if we say... Although I am going to have to fix this top bar choice to 100%, right? Because on Twitter, it hovers, I think. I think there's a hover effect. Yeah, dang it. So this is going to be 50%. This is going to be 100%, unfortunately. Because there's a dot feed dash top dash bar dash choice and hover effect. Background color of I don't know, maybe it's the same color gray as what I have on the lines on the feed. So it blends in perfectly, so it's going to be like this color. And maybe cursor pointer as well. This is gonna break that, yeah. So the height needs to be, well, the height will be fixed with, although I think it might be a set height in there. It might have a set height. Or there's just a lot of padding on the top and sides. How tall do they have this? They have it about 53. So I'm gonna say the height instead of 100% will be 50. Let's say 50 px or something. I don't care about it being exactly 53. It's not gonna kill me. So obviously this is a little bit brokey now. But now what we'll do is, I guess we'll throw another div in there, because this is actually what it does, is it goes like this. So I guess we'll throw another div inside of choice if we have to. Where choice needs to be a display flex, and then this needs to be a flex direction of column. We need to justify content, everything in the center. And I broke it. Okay. And I accidentally muted my headphones. So we need to justify content center and align item center for now. Except we might want to justify align item center, justify content end, like that. So now we just need to fix the for you or the bar part basically, because the bar part's kind of scuffed. The bar doesn't go all the way across, obviously. So that's why I think we need another like div. So we come in here, which is kind of gross. So now it will say class name equal to, we'll say feed dash top dash bar dash choice dash content maybe. And I'll copy paste this. And now what we can do with the content is we can say height is equal to fit content and width is equal to fit content, and we can kind of group those together. So now we can say here the choice content height is fit content and width is fit content. That. And there we go. Now we just need to figure out the padding and stuff. And there's no real like padding on actual Twitter. It goes right up against the bottom. Just need a little bit of margin in between these two basically. So do that. I guess we can just say margin bottom, let's say like 10 pixels on that one, and then we also need to add it to this obviously, and then I'm going to say margin top on this one, and this might be too much, we can always adjust it, but it's going to just add some offsetting margin here. Although now this isn't actually, so we need to add like an extra 4 margin on the other one. So on the inactive, we need like 14 pixels to make it line up properly. And honestly, we might want to go a little bit higher up, because Although, I don't know, that looks about right. Now, obviously, we need to make it sticky to the top, and we need to figure out the... We can't really see that it's not sticky until we do that. So, but that's kind of the way it's supposed to look. Now we need to figure out, I guess, the issue with sticky. And this might be as simple as saying position sticky. Okay, that didn't do it, so let's do some Googling. So CSS, CSS, position sticky to the top. All right, so position sticky. And we have to have a top. So we'll say top 0. Hopefully this works. There we go. Simple enough. Now, I have no idea. CSS transparent blur. This part I have no idea how to do. So background blur. Let's see. Really, it's just filter blur. Huh. Interesting. So what we'll do... I don't know if this is actually going to do anything. It's going to be hard to tell. We need to figure out how tall this is so we can have an offset. But go in here, I guess, and throw this. I'm going to say background color is going to be ARGB or RGBA. And this is like, the white would be 256, 256, 256, and like 0.5 or something. Make it so that it's see-through. Now the only way to test this, although that blurred everything, not quite what I wanted. Why did that blur? Why would it blur like that though? That seems a little bit like a strange mechanic to me, to blur everything like that. Right? Because it's like you want to blur what's underneath. Like, am I gonna have to throw a z-index on all of these? I'm just doing an arbitrary z-index. Whoops. I don't really know anything about this blur, so I'm just trying something here. Doesn't matter what the z-index is, really. Huh. So it blurred everything there. Interesting. Backdrop filter. I guess let's try backdrop filter instead. I don't want everything blurry, right? I just want background. Oops. So whenever I was thinking, I was thinking it'd only do the background, but maybe I was wrong. There we go. And obviously we can't tell if it's working or not because we don't have anything to test it against. What we'd have to do is mess around with that, but I think this is probably good. It sticks to the top like it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and copy this. We might have to go back through and make some changes here and there, but we can do that. Alright, now 20 we need to add. What do we need to do next? So 20, we will add the hotbar to the feed component. Alright. And then I guess we could throw the stuff in there. So feed.tsx. And then what we'll do, and I guess we can just do this, it's nothing crazy. Then we need to deal with the active part, right? So 21, set up toggling for you and following. So now we need to make it so that whenever we go between here and here, we can actually click these, because right now they don't do anything. And I think this is all Twitter has on its home bar. Yeah, slightly different, but not going to be perfect because it's literally a clone. So it is what it is. So now in the feed pop bar, we do have these set up already. So we need on clicks. And we could do a couple things. We could either use IDs, or we could throw names on these divs. Well, actually, I don't know if you can put a name on them. So I'm thinking we do an ID, I guess, and we'll say for you. We'll do an ID on the other one for following. We'll also have an on click. And the on click, we'll just call toggle choice, I guess. Or actually we'll say select choice. And I'm just gonna point this at both of these. And select choice. So now let's create the select choice. So const select choice, and let's say e be a react dot click event or react dot html. We gotta do events. My brain is fried right now. The react, or actually say ts react click event type. It is, let's see, I forget. Mouse events. So react dot mouse events, and this will be a HTML div element. Go. Cool. So what we want to do is figure out which one it is. So we'll say, how do we want to do this? So I guess we can just say if e dot target dot. Ooh, it does have an ID. What about current target? this one has more options. Okay. ID equal to for you. So if it's a for you, otherwise there's only two options here. So if it's for you, we're gonna make sure we set following active to false. And we'll set for you active to true. I mean, it might not go in that exact order, and then this will be the opposite. So otherwise, what we'll do is we'll set for you active to false, and we'll set following active to true. But now, fingers crossed, this works. I have no clue if it is going to work. Okay, so following is broken. So what's going on here? This is active. Following choice. Okay, so there's a bug here somewhere. So let's see. I don't think I wrapped it in the choice content. That'll do it. Save. Now that's a little bit small. What is going on with this? Choice content broken. For you. The ID's in the wrong spot, but I don't think that's an issue. Oh, I did this backwards. Whoops. So this is supposed to be here. Oh, I broke everything. Supposed to be in here. Like that. There we go. We can do this, fix all this up. But I absolutely broke. Although now it's kind of okay, whatever, I think it's fine. Now, are we good? Following for you. Following. Cool. Looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. That one was pretty simple. I do want to do this though. So inside of walkthrough, do this. Let's fix up. So I'm gonna say, oh, I guess I didn't even have the choice content in there. Anyway. This is way out of date. Uh-oh. So I guess here, hotbar choice, we need the div class name equal to b-top-bar-choice -content. That goes to here. And same thing goes for this. There we go. That should fix it. Looks a little jank, but it should be fine. Div, looks broken, but whenever I go back through and record, it'll be alright. Alright, so now we can go ahead and paste in our feed tsx and our feed.tsx. Actually, this is feed top bar .tsx. Now our selecting is done. Now, realistically, on real Twitter, we would have it actually switch on something, but I don't think I'm going to do a for you versus following. That's just going to be way too much work. I kind of want to just get this done, more or less, so probably not going to be doing anything crazy with that. So the next part would be to deal with the post section. In this part, we're going to steal some more icons and all of that stuff. So I guess we can go ahead and just start it. I don't want to call it post, but I'll say create post or something. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it looks like it changes whenever you click on it, so that's going to be fun. So, and I think I have special code for this to make this work, kind of, but we'll see. So now I suppose what we want to do, I don't know what to call this though. We only got a few minutes left here, unfortunately. So we have the top bar working, more or less. So now I need to think about what I want to call this component. Feed. Post. Creator, maybe. New file. Feed. Post. Creator. tsx, and we'll import React from React, export const feed post creator, and this will be a react.function components, return our div, the class name equal to feed post creator, feed dash post dash creator. All right, cool. So now this one is broken up into a couple parts, and we can kind of lay it out. So we have a profile picture, so we have an image. We're gonna have I'm gonna say, how do I want to deal with this? Because this one, we're gonna have probably a div here, because the way I see it is that these two kind of go in line, and we have a bottom part. We have like a div class name equal to feed dash post dash creator top, and it's gonna have an image class name equal to like profile picture, so feed dash post dash creator dash pfp. Source is not going to point to anywhere right now. Then we're going to also have like a text box, text area, the class name equal to like feed dash post dash creator dash input, I guess. And this is going to need some TLC as well. Can I do it without a source for now? Okay, I can. Or I could say source equal to, and I'll grab the source from where is it at? The navigation. I'll just grab this for now. So these will be side by side. We're not gonna be able to see anything because we need to go into feed. I'm just gonna throw it in there. Feed post, whoops. Feed post creator. Just so we can see it. So we have our text box. We have this. Obviously it looks like crap. We'll have to fix it. We're probably not gonna have time. And then we have like a bottom bar. So if we come back into Twitter, I got too many things open. We have a bottom bar with all these icons. And we have a tweet button. So now what we have is like another div. Class name equal to feed-post-creator -top or /bottom, and we'll have like a div class name equal to feed-post-creator -bottom -icons. This is where all of our icons will go. And then we'll have a button with the class name equal to feed-post-creator -post button. Oops, this should be button. Bottom. And this will say like post or something, right? So we have our icons, and then the icons are empty, so I could say like icons for now. Icons dot dot dot. We have our icons, we have our post. So that's what that would look like. I don't have enough time to really get too much going here. We're gonna do a bunch of work for the text area and all of that stuff, so that's gonna have to be picked up on Thursday. But I think we're gonna have a good amount of work for me to record on Friday and get several or a couple videos or enough videos out of it for like next week. So I am gonna go ahead and copy this. Copy. And the walkthrough, I'll just say, this is what, 21, 22. Up the skeleton for the post creation box. That will say feed post creator SX, and then we'll go ahead and I'm also gonna do this real quick. New file, feed post creator.css, and I'll import this as well. Feed post creator.css. Cool. So there we go. And let me copy this and paste it in here. Cool. All right. So thank you all, whoever stopped by, whoever watches this in the future, whenever it gets uploaded. I had to cut out like one small thing. I messed up and showed a screen I wasn't supposed to. But thank you all again, and I'll see you guys hopefully this coming Thursday, for the next stream. Peace out.